Hey Gearfacts friends, this isn't the kind of review I would normally do, but I'm quite excited about my new Nikon Coolpix B500. Let's put it through its paces and have a look at the quality. Here's the box that it comes in, and I have to tell you that the good people at Nikon are very frugal. You really don't get much in the box. You get a bit of software, a strap, communications cable, all the sort of things you'd expect. There's a lens cap there, which I haven't got out yet. What really surprised me was that you don't get provided with a charger. It does have a socket on the side here for DC power, and of course sometimes I'll spend a whole hour continuously running one video if you include the outtakes, so often I will run on DC power. So you'll need to order that separately. It's the same adapter that's used for many different Nikon cameras, but just be aware that's something else that you're going to have to get. I do like the way the screen folds out. I would have liked it if it folded out on the side, right around, so I could actually see myself as I was doing my video. I don't do many face shots in my video, and I certainly don't do many selfies or things like that, but the idea of a screen flipping right around I think would have been a better design. That last part was filmed with my iPhone, and just for the sake of a bit of contrast I've switched over to the Sony Handycam. You'll notice that the stereo has probably shifted over to the right hand side because of course the Handycam films in stereo. Like I said before, that's a bit of a problem for me and I'd rather have mono recording, but a lot of people will prefer stereo and will miss it on the B500. The manual is nice, clear, easy to understand, plenty of diagrams, and it's all very simply written. And notice that you can connect this camera wirelessly to various devices. It has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Me personally, I stay away from that kind of thing because it's just a recipe for trouble, and that's why we have memory cards. You take them out, you put them in your PC, move your files around freely with no additional software. That's the way I prefer it, but some people will really like those wireless features. Okay, here we have a pot plant that's quite brightly illuminated, but we still have a lot of contrast in the picture, so let's try zooming in, maybe some macros, and see how detailed we can get. That's about halfway zoomed. I'm going to go further. Okay, we've lost our focus now. Can't seem to regain it. Okay, I'm about half a meter away from it. Okay, I'm having trouble regaining my focus. It seems to be more intent on focusing on that line in the background rather than the plant itself. I'm going to move back a little bit physically and zoom in. Now let's see what happens. Okay, I think we need to explore our focus options. Oh, there we go. Let's try again with the zoom. Okay, so I think we're right on the threshold there. We're at about 75 centimeters away from the subject and zoomed in about 3/4 of maximum. But what about low light conditions? Most of the videos that I create on YouTube are done in low light conditions, although I try to illuminate them as much as I can. But let's see how the B500 copes. So this is a fairly typical way I might have a camera set up. On a tripod, just overlooking the relatively poorly lit instrument. Let's see how the video quality looks. Obviously we've got quite a lot of contrast in the screen there, but I think we can forgive that because we're very dark all around here and we've got illuminated space in just a very small part of the image, so I think, like I said, we can forgive the camera for that one. Sound is mono on the camera, and that actually works well for me because I will move around the instrument a lot as I talk about it, so it's nice to hear my voice coming from the one place, and often I'll mix my video in with direct recording from the instrument, so I can do that in post-production and everything will seem nice and balanced. And still in video mode, I'm pleasantly surprised at how close I can get to the details of the instrument. So while I won't be able to show you every feature of this camera, what I did want to share with you is that for my videos, I think it's going to do a really nice job because the images are very crisp, the sound is perfectly adequate to pick up my voice, although I do note that you shouldn't use any mechanical parts such as the zoom while you're recording sound. They just come through too loudly. It's a small criticism though. I think we're going to see much better results than what I've been getting from my old Sony Handycam. And I'm not knocking the Handycam. It's got a great frame rate. It's very convenient and easy to use. But with the old style sensors that you often get on video cameras, the color pickup is just not all that great, and the sharpness, you'll never get detail like that from your average video camera. What I'm going to do now is switch on. So our startup time there is pretty good. Let's take a look at the top panel now and run through some of the different scenes. It gives you a little preamble which you can override, but I like to leave that on when I've got a new camera, just to give you a bit of a description of what's going on. This is the special effects section. I found this a little tricky to get used to at first, but I think, yeah, when your arrows come up either side of the little camera symbol there, that means you can jump between them to choose an effect. There are several different categories of effect too. Here we have the reduced saturation sorts of effects. Go down to the next one, another row of those. And it's giving a title up here for each of the categories. This is more of a highlight range of effects. I like these low-mo effects. The truth is though, a lot of the time you'll apply these in post-production if you're videoing things creatively, but from time to time I do find them handy in the camera, and also I find they often turn out a little bit better if I film them as an original from the camera. There's some heavy hue adjusting effects there, and some creative black and white styles. So not a massive range of special effects, but the ones that it does have are pretty good. I haven't tried all of these, but there's Smart Portrait, all our old friends, Auto Mode, so all your picture taking will happen in the best possible way according to the sensors inside the lens. One advantage, of course, with a very long zoom like this is that when you zoom right back, you do tend to get a bit of a wide angle, slightly fish-eyed effect, and that works pretty well. Very straightforward, very user-friendly. I haven't opened the manual yet, and I feel like I can do pretty much anything I want to do on this camera. At this early stage, I only have, I think, about 3 complaints about it. The first one is that it runs on AA batteries. Let's just take a look underneath here. There you go, big, heavy battery chamber there, 4 AA's inside, and a space for your SD card. Just open this up. These are the batteries that are provided for free, or provided in the box with the camera when you buy it. SD card located inconveniently, I think, right there. It's not unusual for cameras to have SD cards right underneath there, but of course when you're on a tripod it means you have to remove everything to get at your SD card. One of the advantages of the Handycam is that the SD card plugs into the side, and I find myself wondering why more cameras, not just this one but dozens of models out there, why they don't just load their SD card on the side. It would be so much easier for the times when people are using tripods. So far I'm pretty impressed with the battery life. I've been working this camera really hard in the 2 days that I've had it now, and the batteries are showing no sign of slowing down. According to the manual, if you're using rechargeable batteries, you do need to use a separate charger. There's nothing in the manual that says that this camera will charge up batteries for you if it's plugged into a DC power adapter. So it doesn't definitively say that it won't charge up the batteries, but I think if it did charge batteries, they would have made that quite clear in the manual. So if you're going to use rechargeables, expect to be charging them up in a separate unit. My next little complaint is the zoom noise. When you're doing video, that zoom is unacceptably loud, so really in my videos I'm going to have to avoid using that, or edit my videos in such a way that I cut out that noise, which is an inconvenience. Apart from that though, Gearfacts friends, I really don't have too many concerns. Like I said, I'm sure I'm going to get the results out of this camera that I need. You only have to go through the direct images I've created from this in this video and compare them to what you're seeing right now through the Handycam to see the massive difference in these kinds of shots where you're close to equipment with nice, sharp, well-defined edges and a lot of contrast. I will finish this video off with as many shots as I can take in my neighborhood of different things, and I'll choose as many different kinds of subjects as I can. So thanks for watching Gearfacts, thanks for watching my review of the Nikon Coolpix B500. Please like, comment or subscribe, and most importantly please share with other people. There are plenty of people in the market for cameras, there are a lot of good deals around at the moment, and I think a lot of people would be interested in the B500.